fight scenes are normally started by an adversary fighting our main character, but Alan Becker's stick figure fight scenes are unique in such a way that the characters, surprisingly, have more fights with each other than with adversaries. And today, we're going to be breaking them down for the first video of 2026. Welcome to Frame by Frame Analysis, where I break down Alan Becker's fight scenes that are usually too fast or too zoomed out to fully appreciate, and show you the little details hidden in the fight choreography. Today, we're going to be breaking down their PVPs. There's actually more PVP fights in this series, so surprisingly, this is going to be a two-parter. For this one, I'll be breaking down AVA4, AVA9, and AVM31. Let's start with the first time we actually meet the Color Gang. In Animation vs. Animator 4, we get to see this fight from Orange's perspective. But in the stickfights.com website, we actually get to see the whole fight without getting interrupted by the cutbacks to Orange. So, let's begin. Blue opens the fight with a jump kick straight into Green's face as Green tries to climb up the stairs. Green's knocked backwards and Blue continues to assault as he punches Green twice, then grabs him by the neck and throws him all the way to the second floor. Green, however, lands properly and he's already posed to fight, which catches Blue off guard as Green front flip kicks him to the head, straight into the bottom floor. When they both recover, Blue's already posed to fight again and Green goes on the offensive. He punches Blue twice and he kicks Blue's stomach, but Blue doesn't keel long enough and actually ducks to dodge Green's next punch. Blue bends over to charge a kick right into Green's stomach when he continues with a double kick, but Yellow's able to interrupt by jumping front kick Blue's back, then swapping to the next leg to front kick Green in the stomach for a double kill. Blue wastes no time in flipping himself up as Yellow tries to charge in, but he backflips to Yellow and grabs him by the neck. He's flipped to the second floor and Green delivers a kick to Yellow's back. Red enters the fray by jumping Green and punching him in the stomach, then in the face. Red continues the combo with jumping alternating upper toe kicks before finishing with a final front kick with the bottom of his foot. Blue tries to go on the low end this time with Yellow on the flank by hook kicking Red's feet, but Red jumps up and dodges. Red's able to sense Yellow and cleanly bends down to dodge Yellow's punches, which gives Red the perfect wind-up position to jump and land on top of Blue's torso. Red then shoves Yellow off with a kick, capitalizing on Yellow's rebound. He lands a chop to Yellow's nape before squaring him right in the jaw. Red then backhand punches Blue off of him, then bashes his head forward. Yellow tries to recuperate, but is kicked right in the stomach. Blue gets up and punches Red, but Red ducks down to dodge while simultaneously grabbing onto Blue's neck. Red pulls him in and knees him in the balls. This keeps Blue down for a significant amount of time. Green jumps over Blue's miserable state and jump kicks Red right in the neck. Red's able to close in on himself though to block Green's first kick slightly, but Green swaps active legs and kicks Red in the stomach. Red is sent flying to Yellow, who shoves him back up perfectly to Green's wound up uppercut. Yellow combos Green's punch by jump kicking Red in the back. Green catches Red, then he just throws him to the other side of the room like a ragdoll. Yellow capitalizes on Green's distraction and Green gets punched in the back of the neck. Blue continues the sequence by socking Yellow in the jaw, then delivering another punch before ducking to dodge Green, who tries to punch him in the back. The sequence ends with Orange interrupting their fight. I like how even in the beginning of 11 years ago, oh no, their distinct fighting styles are already hinted at. Blue throws people, Green and Yellow prioritize kicks, and Red's an all-rounder. But this also establishes that, as a baseline, they can do both. I think the biggest change here is actually how Red went from supposedly being the strongest of them to being toned down to still being strong objectively, but being more so on an even playing field. This is probably for the best because the series started shifting less from obscure random power scaling to actually incorporating the concept of power with weight and consequences. I think instead of just having the power scaling of who's the strongest amongst the sticks, it's more so how can they weaponize or utilize the environment around them, themselves, and each other. That shift actually kind of sets the tone for the rest of the series, especially in Animation vs. Minecraft, where all of them have unique fighting styles. But then we move on to AVA9. Blue starts the fight like the little bloodthirsty rat that he is, but Red is on the offensive. Red starts by trying to go for Blue's face, but Blue's able to interweave blocks with subtle dodges to keep Red from making contact. Then, when Red loses his initial momentum by missing a big swing, Blue swaps to the offensive and closes in on Red by simultaneously breaking his strikes with swiping blocks. Green interrupts the both of them and starts the next round by back-kicking Red and trying to trip Blue. He continues the attack on Blue by bending forward and back-kicking him again. And when he comes back up, Red's caught as Green's able to catch all 3 of his punches. Green anticipates Blue's flank, however, as he hooks his arm around Blue's fist and backhands him in the face. Before Green can connect the punch though, Yellow banzai kicks him and Red to the other side and the two go tumbling. Blue rejoins the fray with his newfound stability and starts charging after Yellow. Yellow does 2 actions here as he blocks Blue. He's not only keeping his distance from Blue, but he's also closing in on Red, which lets him destabilize Red's charge up by kicking him in the active leg's ankle. Blue tries to grab for Yellow's neck, as you do with any good team fight, but Yellow's able to grab both of his wrists and redirect the rest of Blue's upper body strength away from him. Yellow doesn't actually try to contest Blue in terms of strength, but he uses that attack's heaviness as Blue's anchor. Red dives from behind Yellow and tries to get the jump on him, but Yellow swiftly ducks down. Green comes in for the kill though with a jumping front kick that Yellow catches. Then Green combos that momentum with a crescent outer kick before turning and front kicking Yellow. Yellow's able to catch all of them though. On the other side, Red absolutely loses control of his jump and he's forced to tumble forwards into Blue, who, even though starts gearing up thinking that Red's about to attack him, actually recognizes that Red's discombobulated and transitions into helping him out. And this is going to be very important later when we see the rest of the fight. Anyway, Orange appears and the rest engage in a 4v1. Red starts the offensive by trying to punch low, but Orange blocks him with one arm before Red transitions to punching higher. Orange uses that mid-block to transition into a punch into Yellow, who catches it. But Red's active arm lags for a little too long, which leaves him wide open for a kick to his stomach. But he recovers just fast enough to block Orange's next strikes. Except he doesn't get to pull his arm back from Orange and is kicked in the jaw. Blue is not here to make friends and just ducks down to dodge Red's incapacitated body. Green closes in on the engage and tries to capitalize on Orange still in the middle of falling after the jump. But this is where Orange's ungodly strength kicks in and Green's arm is grabbed mid-swing. Green is thrown into Blue, who, again, is not here to make friends, and just kind of dodges the second body coming his way. Except he doesn't dodge low enough and starts tumbling backwards. Yellow tries to go on the offensive with punches for the first time in this fight, but Orange's reaction time is too fast. If you notice, the way that Orange blocks is similar to martial arts redirection blocks rather than the catches that Yellow was doing a while ago that are meant to just stop momentum. Orange does a sick two-sided block here by shifting his leg up to block Yellow's kick and block Red's incoming punch. Then he crisscrosses those maneuvers, which maintain the wind-up for both his right arm and his right leg. He punches down on Yellow's trapped calf, and he steps on Red's foot. Then he predicts that Yellow will punch forward since his leg is trapped, which lets him limbo back and Red is socked in the face. Blue throws yet another body off of him for the 3rd time in this sequence and finally joins the fray. From this position, Orange capitalizes on Yellow's open stance and socks him in the stomach. Yellow recoils from the impact and tries to block the next blows, but you can tell he's heavily disoriented from the blow as he struggles to maintain his footing, compared to how he was fighting Red and Green. Blue goes for an all-out fist fight and tries to uppercut Orange's stomach, but the latter double-arm pummels him down. Blue doesn't relent and Orange has to grab his forearm and Blue's tossed overhead on top of Yellow. Orange dodges out of Green's power slide, and as the two get ready to fight, Orange gets bodied by a rock. Alright, breakdown. I actually really like how Orange fights each of them individually because it shows some of the ways that they can get countered based on their unique fighting style. Red, who is much more versatile but volatile, can get countered by a fighter that can weaponize his open positions and stances, something that happens in his fight against Purple. Green is light and dexterous, but if he is not careful, his speed can be weaponized by someone that's also good at redirecting forces, especially if he's significantly weaker strength-wise to counteract that force, say someone pummeling into him or grabbing him. Yellow's upper body strength is significantly less controlled than his lower body strength, being made up for in faster but less impactful swings and punches. Swiping him away is actually a really good tactic here. Yellow's fighting style destabilizes the frame of a person though before counteracting. His recovery time isn't fast enough and his upper body strength can't support an oncoming force head-on. Conversely, Blue is very upper body priority. Blue is a brutal force when you have to face him in an upper body contest, but his fighting style requires him to come much closer. This is similar to how he was closing the distance between himself and Hazard and was constantly being thrown several things to block him. I also like how the small tidbit here does hint the other strength-based feats that Blue has in the series, which is that Orange doesn't completely rely on one-handed blocks to stop Blue. The next PvP sequence that I want to break down is in the Ultimate Minecart. The sequence opens with everyone on their chosen method of movement. Red on the horse, Green with the slime blocks, Blue aura farming with his signature drugs, and Orange actually hijacking the chickens that Red tried to use on him and Green. First contact commences when Green tosses slime blocks at Red to throw him off of the horse. Red jumps over the first one, but is hit by the subsequent slime blocks. Can I just say how unnecessary this is, and Green's already far ahead. I don't know why he had to make a statement here. And it's actually this that gives Blue the inch he needs to steal a mile, as he climbs onto the flying slime blocks to catch up to Green, grab both of his hands, and launch him all the way to Red, yet again who's minding his own business. Red successfully jumps over Green, but Green fishing rods Blue's chest while he is mid-item swap to a bow, and he does his signature reel and kick straight into Blue. Orange joins in on the fray and starts bombing the pavement for Red, who is again minding his own business, and Blue tumbles in the air and grabs onto Orange's leg, dragging him down. On the ground, Red hurls a chicken egg with a lead to Green to keep him in the air, while simultaneously keeping his balance on two legs on the horse. In the air, Orange kicks Blue in the face, which gets him off of him, but Blue starts shooting an en masse of fireworks before he lands, which kills Orange's chicken. On the other side, Green's preparing a trident to Red, which he chucks, killing the horse, but Red jumps just in time with his chicken. Orange is falling from the sky, but he catches himself with fireworks as Red equips a big bee and starts flying with the chicken. Green has his fishing rod and he hurls himself to the bee, but Red throws a chicken at him, which starts pecking. Blue jumps in the air to get his revenge at Orange by decking him in the face, climbing on top of him, then yanking the firework from his hand, sending Orange all the way to the back. One of the fireworks killed the chicken, and Blue's in the position to rain fire down on Green and Red. I have no idea what's happening in the back, but Orange uses a TNT or a fire charge, it's kind of unclear, to explode himself back to the race, and his behind is on fire. Red's bee is killed, launching Green, and Blue lands on Red's bee and sits on him to propel himself forward. The burning effect disappears, and Orange equips another firework, which he rides like a rocket, a possible reference to animation versus physics, and Green power glides all the way to Red, commencing Grand Theft Auto, then we cut back to Yellow. The continuation has Orange in the lead on a minecart, but Green isn't letting him get away as he hooks onto the back of the cart to reel himself in, and kick Orange in the back of the neck. Red gets his bee back, and Blue smells blood in the water as he jumps to the flying cart to grab onto Orange for the third time this sequence to propel himself off. I love the little look back that Green has as he sees Blue on his way and he just starts running for his life. Nothing's stopping Blue though as Blue lands on Green and he jumps off. Orange is flying high in the sky and uses the shield TNT method. Green hooks onto Blue's neck and he flings him overhead, but Red chicken combos Orange. Blue makes 3 sprays of fireworks at those in the lead, and they're all flung back. Orange flies in on fireworks, Blue potion speed runs all the way, and Green hooks onto the ceiling. Unfortunately, all of them ending in a tie. Honorable mentions in this episode include Blue getting smacked in the face with a cart, Green choking Orange with a fishing line, Green using the shovel as an improvised projectile, Red getting hit with a minecart in the face, Red trying to get away peacefully before getting ridden like a jockey, and all of the bombs Blue has been using. Also, Orange does not get a break this entire episode as he is, once again, tackled by Blue. Anyway, my name is Mushi and that has been the frame-by-frame analysis of PvP, Part 1. Happy January!